All right, so we're sitting here in front of Lance, Greg, and Wes after day one of our CE training classes. We also put together an Xactimate mobile training, which was cool for Greg to experience. How you guys feeling after day one?
Go ahead, Wes. What did you learn today?
Success. I mean, it was a really cool day connecting with a lot of people. Not everyone knows exactly what we do, so it's kind of important for us to relay that to everybody.
What did you feel like the agents and that found that you were teaching that you thought helped them a lot?
Processes. I mean, I don't think they really knew how much was involved with just a simple dry out. I mean, this was clean water. I mean, it could get a lot worse if the sewer back up or something else. This is a small one-bedroom clean water loss, and I don't think they're really expecting all this equipment and all this processes to go along with just that.
No, and adding to that too, and from my perspective, I really liked the way Greg connected them to how it was going to be in their benefit. So how they were going to be able to make their customers answer their questions better, how they were going to relate to how their perspective was going to be, as an agent, as an adjuster, how this class was going to benefit them, and how the process of water mitigation and how that was going to benefit their business as well, instead of just, hey, we're not here just to advertise our company. That basically it was how they were going to get the benefit out of this class being so hands-on.
Well, yeah, so many people get calls, especially with agents. Now, the adjuster who was here today, he had quite a bit of knowledge.
Absolutely.
Because he's on the job sites all day long. But as far as the agents go, they're getting phone calls like crazy, and I think they realize, especially when we turn the water on full blow.
Yeah.
We said when you have a client who calls in and says, I have a water damage leak, and they're freaking out, this is what they're going through.
Yeah.
And I think the ladies, they were like, yeah, okay, I can see why they're a little panicky.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. And then the specialty equipment, with a lot of them not seeing that, when they were able to use the clear mat that Wes set in there, and they were able to see the water continuously be extracted out of the floor. I don't think anybody in that room had ever seen one of those before.
No,
so
definitely.
That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, we're able to save a lot more than just tear it out. The whole goal is a little more time and effort and money right now saves a lot more headache and money and time later.
Absolutely.
We're able to save a lot of different things with some of our equipment.
Now, this question's more geared towards Greg, I guess. You've had a flood house. You've kind of used this in your business. We brought the idea on here with Lance. How do you think we held up to what you've done so far? You think it came to life?
Well, he killed it. Because I built mine, but I did not have a crawl space, right? The other thing is there's so many services that Lance offers with his company that I didn't have 10 years ago when I did mine. Now, we flooded it over 30, 35 times, but it was always the same water type of damage. And we filled the classroom, from 10 to 25 people every month. But this way, like we were joking just a second ago, man, we're going to cook some barbecue in here and be able to smoke this thing and clean up a smoke or do cigarette smelling. There's just so many more possibilities here that Lance has put this into, where we can teach people more than just one service. If that made any sense.
Yeah. So we kind of put this together last minute, right? We had about 30 days to run and gun and get this class going. How do you feel the turnout was?
I feel great. It's always, you're never going to get everybody who says they're going to come. I mean, we even think we had somebody sitting in the parking lot who got called away. So it's just what it is. The people who came gave great reviews, were excited, said they would recommend others. We've already got one agent referring other people that were going to come tomorrow. And that's what we want to do, is we want to be an education place for, the technicians, so they can do their job better, especially new technicians. And we also want to be education, so it's not just get on your pajamas and look up some online CE class. And someone today said, I hardly learned anything from the online classes. So we want to be that difference. That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, and from the business side, as our plan, we definitely want to be to where we're not just raising our hand and saying, hey, we're better than those guys. We want to actually show them we've got a good group of people to work with here, that we're a very personable company, and that we want to work with them in partners with their customers, and rest assured that they're going to take care of their people.
And I think that was the message we were trying to push, when we were getting this class going, is what can we do for you?
Yep.
Right? I think that's the message we're trying to deliver to a lot of these people we're bringing here, is what can we do for you? Yep. We want a partnership that's a two-way partnership. We don't want to establish a relationship where it's gimme, 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 gimme. So I think, that came to life today. I think the people that we saw and got to experience this for the first time, I think they were blown away. Some of the comments they were saying towards the end is like, man, let us know when your next class is. We want to come back. And I think one thing, Lance, if you want to touch on it, but we have so many other opportunities to do here other than water, right? We were just joking around smoke.
This is just the surface. I mean, this is probably the most common is water damage. But, I mean, we're able to offer so many more services and benefits to whoever really wants to take on those.
You know, and I think just from I think we want to brainstorm as a group with those people we invite here. We'd like some of their ideas, you know, to kind of bring to life how we think we can help them with this room. And I think even like Tyler's group that is bringing more people tomorrow and inviting more group, we want to be able to isolate that so they're comfortable to bring their actual insurance group here and not actually any competitors. So they're comfortable as they need to be as we grow this. We're actually setting up one just for their team and so forth. The real estate ones, when we have that real estate thing is going to be endless. I think it's something we can get some instant work out of, and I think when that certification is done, I think that one is going to be really big. But then when you look at the room, you know, as we start to brainstorm the fire, you know, for smoke, I mean, we're not going to start our room on fire, but we're going to smoke that.
But I mean, if we did, we could rebuild it. That's what makes us unique, right? If we did, we have the ability to rebuild it.
Don't worry,
I'm going to have the hose there. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
We have
It was
water.
only going to be a hole if it happened. It ain't going further down. We're not going to let that happen. But if we could smoke that, I mean, I don't know how we can incorporate some mold something. I don't know how we can do some stuff, but I think let's go out of the box on this. I think we should do more than what the other guys are doing, and I think we should attach to the community slightly different, in a different approach than anybody else does. And let's make us stand out, you know, and offer more than another group can offer, not only in services, but the personability to be helping these other guys in their business, and not us just not saying we're better than the other guys, use us. We want to actually have that relationship that's tight, that I feel like we're getting there with a couple people that are even here today. So,
Well, and what we want to do is we're not expecting anything
yeah.
in return. We're going to do what we feel is good, as long as we're getting good classes, and if something comes back to us, which is what we're hoping, but we just want to be out there for the community and everybody. So.
Yep.
Now, Greg, he taught our CE class for the water damage, but then on the flip side of that, right after that, he got to experience one of our classes with one of our main guys with Xactimate Mobile. We feel that that's a phenomenal course that's going to really jumpstart some of these relationships with these adjusters, because it's designed to simplify their life, right? The adjuster that we had here today saw the benefit in that right away and immediately called one of his friends out and said, hey, you should come to this class, right?
Did he say he's coming tomorrow, maybe?
He said he's going to try to get him here tomorrow. So how was your experience going through that Xactimate Mobile training?
That was a little different for you. Huh?
It was a lot easier to be the teacher than it was to be the student, because I am fried now because I had to learn a whole new program. But I went and got my iPad mini today. Lance gave me a laser, and all of a sudden we sketched and put the line items in this building in less than an hour,
Oh yeah.
and we've got it all ready with photos that can be accessed anywhere. So,
Yeah, how'd Chad do?
absolutely.
How'd you rate how Chad does?
Oh gosh, both of these guys did it
Oh, that's
great.
right.
Is there a zero?
They know their
No.
stuff, though, right?
Well, they know it, but then they also did it in a slow manner. And if I needed to ask him again, he'd go back and redo it. And that's the purpose. What we want with adjusters is not just to work with them, but man, if we could make their estimating life a lot easier.
See, and I think we can even set that class up as we get a different, as we start to expand how we're setting our classes up. Like if we got, this one's a water job, so we're writing up a water mitigation. Next one could be a smoke one. We're going to write up a smoke mitigation
Yep.
and a smoke rebuild.
Yep.
You know, and I think we just correlate that and we piggyback that next class for the people that want to stay for that. And I think that's really going to be, I think that's kind of our niche. I think we expand on that and we continue to go that way.
Cool.
I think that's a good way to do it.
Well, guys, it's been a long day. Appreciate your time this evening. I know we started pretty early getting the flood house going. Any last comments? Any last things you want to look back on and say?
Just look forward to the next content. I mean, we're gonna have different flood scenarios and different scenarios. I mean, just be ready.
I guess one last question for you, Wes. How was your experience with this as a technician?
It was enlightening, really. I mean, I didn't realize that many insurance agents actually were involved in this process. You know, for me, I only see adjusters and insurance companies. I didn't realize realtors and agents and other type of folk were involved in this process.
How many more
as
people
well.
we can reach out and contact?
Oh, I
And
know, yeah, the sky's the limit, really. It's not just limited to adjusters.
cool.
That's my takeaway.
Well, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks,
Have a
Marshall.
good night.